Have you ever really thought about the microscopic, high stakes drama that happens in the very first weeks of life? It's this incredible story of impossible odds, mind blowing transformation, and just brilliant biological engineering. So, okay, let's dive right into the extraordinary journey of the first trimester. We're absolutely going to get to this marvel in a little bit, but this one fact, it just perfectly captures what our story is all about. A process that starts on a scale so small you can't even imagine it. And then, boom, it becomes one of the most complex events in all of nature. And it all kicks off with a race. So before a new life can even get started, there's this unbelievably dangerous journey. Millions are going to try, but only one can finish. The journey is just brutal. I mean, right from the start, the acidic environment of the vagina knocks out a ton of contenders. The ones that survive then come up against this guarded gate, the cervical mucus, and it only becomes welcoming for a super brief window during ovulation. For the few that make it through that, uterine contractions give them a helpful push up, toward the final destination, the fallopian tubes. It's this grueling process that's basically nature's ultimate quality control, making sure only the absolute strongest even get a shot at the prize. Just think about that for a second. Millions start, but just a tiny, tiny fraction even get close to the fallopian tubes. And even then, they can survive for up to 5 days just waiting for that perfect moment to meet the egg. The odds are, well, they're astronomical. So the race is over, we have a winner. And now the real magic happens. This is the moment of fertilization, where two halves come together to make something totally new, totally unique. This brand new combined cell is now called a zygote. And get this, it's just a single cell, but it holds the complete genetic blueprint. We're talking 46 chromosomes that map out a unique person. So right at this very instant, fundamental things like gender and eye color, they're already set in stone. And this new creation doesn't stay still for long. Oh no. As it's traveling down the fallopian tube on its way to the uterus, it's dividing like crazy. One cell becomes two, two become four, four become eight, and on, until by about day 5, it's transformed into a whole new structure called a blastocyst. But the journey isn't over yet. This tiny little ball of cells now has one more critical mission: find a safe place to settle in and start growing. Let's just pause and appreciate the scale we're talking about here. This is a cluster of cells so small you literally can't see it. It's smaller than the tip of a pin, and yet it holds the potential for an entire human being. It's incredible. But here's a really startling fact about this whole process. An estimated 70 to 80% of all fertilized eggs, they don't even survive to this stage. I mean, just making it this far and successfully implanting is truly beating the odds. The journey is just filled with challenges right from the very beginning. So once it finally reaches the uterus, the blastocyst actually hatches out of its protective shell and burrows itself into that nutrient-rich lining of the uterine wall. That's implantation. And once it's there, it starts producing HCG, the pregnancy hormone, which basically tells the body to hit pause on the menstrual cycle. This is it. This is the biological start of a pregnancy. Okay, so home is secured. Now the pace of development it accelerates at a breathtaking speed. This simple little ball of cells starts building itself into a recognizable form. Starting at week 5, it's called an embryo. And this is when all the foundational work happens. The brain, the spinal cord, the heart, they all begin to form. Then from week 9 on, it's called a fetus. And here, the whole game shifts from creation to refinement. All the organs and limbs are already there. They just need to grow and mature. And the growth during this period is just explosive. I mean, at week 5, the embryo is the size of a grain of rice. Just 3 weeks later, it's the size of a raspberry. And by the end of this first trimester, at week 12, it's already about the size of a plum. 54 million. What on earth could that be? Well, that is the approximate number of times the baby's heart beats before it's even born. That tiny heart tube starts beating around week 5, and it just doesn't stop. Wow. So by the end of these first 12 weeks, the most critical development is already done. I mean, just think about this. We've got recognizable facial features. The fetus can actually touch its own face. The urinary and reproductive systems are in place and they're working. It is, for all intents and purposes, an almost fully formed, yet incredibly tiny human. Now, of course, all of this incredible microscopic development isn't happening in a vacuum. It triggers a massive transformation in the pregnant person's body, and it's all driven by this powerful cocktail of hormones. Let's break this down. You've got HCG, that's the hormone that first confirmed the pregnancy, and it's also the prime suspect for causing morning sickness. Then progesterone levels just skyrocket, which is great for relaxing the uterus, but it can also cause that deep fatigue and slow down digestion, which leads to heartburn. And then there's estrogen, which ramps up blood flow to nourish the baby, and that can also lead to breast tenderness. But hey, it's not all fatigue and nausea. These big hormonal shifts can have some pretty well-known positive side effects too. And the answer is yes, it's a real thing. That glow that people talk about isn't just a myth. It's likely caused by all that increased blood flow from estrogen, which brings more blood to the skin's surface and gives it a healthier, more vibrant look. Okay, here's another powerful number for you, over 70%. In the context of early development, what do you think this could be? This right here is why this stuff matters so much. Since the brain and spinal cord form so incredibly early, prenatal care is absolutely crucial right from the get-go. Taking folic acid every day, even before pregnancy, can reduce the risk of major birth defects in these areas by more than 70%. It's such a simple step, but it has a massive impact. So, there you have it, a journey against impossible odds. A blueprint for a unique person written inside a single cell. And a period of growth so ridiculously fast, it's almost hard to wrap your head around it. All of that in just 12 weeks. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What incredible developments could possibly happen next?